Toastmaster Riaz Ahmed, contestant number 3.
One reason people resist change is because they focus more on what they have to give up instead of what they have to gain. Contest chair, respected judges, fellow Toastmasters. Most of you must have introduced the term inertia in your life when you learned Newton's first law of motion, right? Inertia refers to the tendency of a physical object to resist any changes to its state of rest or uniform motion. But my question is inertia just a concept in physics? No. All of us focus inertia in our day-to-day life. Let us consider taking the example of New Year resolution. I know most of you must have taken New Year resolution for 2023. But my question today is Jan 17th. And how many of you broke those resolutions? Please raise your hands. Oh, we have many. Dear fellow Toastmasters, what metaphysics tells you is that just thinking in a direction and focusing yourself up to the possibilities will allow the universe to provide you with what exactly you really wanted to achieve your dreams. Law of attraction. But what it doesn't tell you is that when the universe is ready to provide you everything, each of us sitting in a cage of inertia and start resisting any changes, however positive. So, whenever you want to achieve some bigger goals in your life, one of the biggest hurdles that you're going to face is to overcome inertia. But the good thing is that once you make a movement, once you initiate the movement, the same Newton's law will help you to keep moving and continue taking action. So dear friends, just like any other unwanted habits, the additions to inertia can also be broken. Today I wanted to give you 4 techniques, well researched, well tested, well proven by myself. The number 1, shock yourself into action. Anyone heard of it? No. 50 years ago, famous psychologist Kurt Lewin said that. Kurt Lewin proposed the 3 steps model for change. Lewin argued that people are frozen in a state and try to make resistance. So he said some sort of shock or some sort of disruption and some unfreezing is required to make some changes. For an example, if you have a box of ice, but what you want is to have it in the form of a cone. But what we will do? We need to unfreeze the ice and we put the water into a cone, then we have to refreeze it. Same way, in our life, if we wanted to make some changes, we need some shock or some sort of disruption is required. So the one way of giving this unfreezing is shock yourself. So how can we shock ourselves? We can shock ourselves by asking some questions, some serious questions like, what happens, for example, if you're not taking actions right now? If you didn't reduce your body weight, what will happen after some time? So sometimes people cannot ask the questions like this. So you can take the help of someone outside to do so. There is nothing like a doctor or a wellness coach tell you that your BP and cholesterol is going to touch the height, like the roof, and you are at the risk of shortening your life. I used to do this and it's really working. Then number 2, dangle a carrot in front of a doggy. All of you must have heard, right? So dangle a carrot in front of yourself. I'm sure all of you must have heard that the farmer used to use the carrot by dangling in front of donkeys to keep the donkey moving. Pharma companies used to do it by providing incentives to move the medical rep from their home to the field. I'm sure we can also use some sort of, this is some sort of pursuit of pleasure. All of us have the pursuit of pleasure. The only thing is that how we use it. Maybe you can use some sort of, we can use some drinks or something after 1 hour jogging. That will really help you. Number 3, use a stick. Of course, the farmer didn't just use a carrot. He also used a stick to whip the donkey if the donkey refused to move. Same way, we can also use some stick to move ourselves and keep moving forward. Last year, I suggested Nidhi Bhandari, when she was the VP for this club, to charge dirhams 200 from all the members who committed and failed to do their project. And after that, everyone became regular. So the thing is that we not only have a tendency to move towards the pursuit of pleasure, we have a very strong tendency to move away from pain. The only question is what kind of stick you use to yourself. Then number 4 is stage it. Set a stage for the actions you really wanted to perform. For example, if you wanted to go for a jogging, get your clothes ready very close to your table so that there is less chance for inertia, and I'm sure you cannot say no, so you start going. So dear fellow Toastmasters, I'm sure all of you must have heard that inertia can be broken, and we can apply these simple tips in your life. And please note one thing, most of us fail because they don't get started, they don't move, they don't overcome inertia. So get out of inertia with these 4 tips which we discussed. Only thing, the first step is the hardest. Once you start moving, the same Newton's law will allow you to keep moving. All you.